How to prepare your first legal consultation. First, I will give bad examples. One example is that the client phoned me or texted me asking for a legal consultation and said, I will discuss everything with you when I meet you. Okay, lots of secret to keep. The other example is that the client said, I will forward you the documents before the meeting. Okay, fine, that's very helpful. Then bang, 10 emails, each with 10 attachments. In today's video, we will walk you through exactly how to prepare your first legal consultation so you get the most value out of your time, save money, and walk away with clarity about your situation. At the end of the video, I will also review 3 secrets that most people don't know about. So firstly, I will call the proper approach FGQ approach. F refers to facts. Elaborate what happened. When did that happen? How that happened? Who were involved? What had been said? What had been done? And the consequences or latest development as far as you are aware. Mistakes people make are that facts are not your feelings. Your feelings are not helpful for lawyers to understand your case. Trust me, no matter how you feel, once engagement takes place, your lawyer will always be on your side. So your mission is not to gain sympathy from your lawyers. Lawyers are driven by their legal ethics, not sympathy. But after all, we are human beings, so it's inevitable for you to express your anger, your grief, and the disappointment, but try focus more on detailing what truly happened rather than what you thought might have happened. Don't mix your imagination or your speculation with facts. The more facts your lawyer know, the more likely they could provide accurate advice at the end of the consultation. Just like doctors who rely on CT and MRI scanners to detect symptoms, lawyers can scan legal issues by understanding your facts. So please do not make up or exaggerate any facts, just like you don't want the doctors to be misled to provide wrong subscriptions. As a matter of fact, lawyers are very experienced and capable of polishing story in a legitimate way. So if you are trying too hard to make people believe or selling your misfortune, it will only make yourself less credible. Now, G refers to what your goals are, what you really want to achieve. For example, you sign a contract, the other side is not delivering the services or delivering bad services. So you would like to get out, or you invested in a real estate project, but the developer stole your money and you want to get the money back. You need to have clear goals as to what would you like to get from your lawyers. Now, don't misjudge. Your goals are not your wish list, and trust me, lawyers cannot make your dream come true. Most of their jobs are to rescue you from a disastrous situation. So focus more on the difficulties that you have, the damages you suffered, and what is considered by you to be a fair outcome. Most importantly, what is your priority? You may have several goals, but what is the most important objective you would like to achieve, which can override any other goals? Rank them if you could. At this stage, your lawyers would be taking notes and give you feedbacks on what are the options to achieve those goals, and if there are any conflicts, and what is the best approach to protect your prioritized interest. Lastly, Q refers to questions. Prepare a list of questions. The questions should be tailored to your facts and your objectives. They can also be based on what has been said by your lawyers to you during the consultation. For example, how to minimize the risk of me being sued, what are my legal options, whether it is realistic to force someone to sell his property if they are not repaying, what are the potential costs, how long would this process take? What do you need from me to move forward? If you have no idea, the link down below is a list of checklists that you may refer to for your first legal consultation. Lawyers like you asking those kind of questions because it means you are prepared and you have clear logic as to what you need to do. And normally clients with better logic thinking tends to be better witnesses, especially if the matter goes to trial. And more importantly, the meeting can be very informative and efficient if that has been done. Also, by asking those questions, you may examine whether your lawyer is on top of everything and know exactly what they are saying. Most clients do not know how to identify who is the most suitable lawyer to solve their questions. And commonly, they just pick the lawyers that they cope with well. Well, lawyers are not your friends. They are hired to solve your urgent needs. The lawyer that is likely to be your savior is the person that answers to to all of your questions. Sometimes they even know what you are going to ask before you open your mouth. They have so much experience that they may predict what you may end up with. Hire these kinds of lawyers. Don't get me wrong, you can make friends with your lawyers, and over years of practice, I've made friends with many clients. But I know they still hire me not because I can be their friends, but I can solve their problems. Now, let's get back to the beginning of the questions and explain why did some clients do wrong before the first legal consultation. The client who said, "I will discuss everything with you when I meet you," simply give up the opportunity to provide a snapshot of their case before the consultation. You end up with 10 or 20 minutes going through the story that was supposed to be mentioned before the consultation. For a paid legal consultation, you are normally charged on an hourly basis, so each minute is important. Saving time is winning your money, and you should spend more time on asking questions rather than telling your story. Lawyer normally wouldn't charge you if you write them a brief of facts and what questions that you may have. However, don't send them 10 emails or emails with 10 attachments. The chances are that they may not read it. It's most likely the lawyers will read your brief on 2 occasions. First is on the date that you write to them to book a consultation. So the purpose is to set up a meeting, and they will take a quick glance at the documents sent through, but wouldn't really spend too much time on that, because even they've read everything that day, they may forget it if the meeting is about 2 weeks away. The second occasion is on the date 10 minutes before seeing you. So rethink if you really want to send them some documents that may take an hour to read, and you don't ask the question during the meeting whether you read them, because for 10 attachments, nobody can read that within 30 minutes. Now, I have summarized 10 mistakes clients commonly make for the first consultation and 10 things you need to think about for the first consultation. So check those videos if you haven't watched them. So final tips. These are something most people wouldn't know about. Firstly, if you are happy with the first consultation with your lawyer and decide to hire them for future work, offer them to use your fees paid for the initial consultation as credit for future legal work. And lots of lawyers would accept them because that means there's more legal work to do and the relationship has been built up. Second, don't bring a list of ChatGPT answers to a lawyer's office. Your purpose is to receive professional human legal advice, not to confront your lawyers on why their answers differ from your AI research. Most lawyers will either feel being disrespected or will have to spend considerable time with you analyzing why ChatGPT answers are either incorrect, incomplete, or situational. So you can always verify those answers received from the lawyers with ChatGPT after you return home. Lastly, if you feel very comfortable and satisfied during the first consultation, that doesn't mean you will have the same satisfaction in future dealings with your lawyers. Some lawyers are really good at selling services and present well to secure engagement, but that experience could fall off the cliff over time. But if you are not comfortable or have doubt your legal representative's capability to start with, it is guaranteed that things will only get worse. So don't engage them. Your best lawyer tends to be those really care about you, and you will know that sooner or later.